broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Mary Jane! I'm so excited to sing this song!
It's been forever,
It has been forever, ever.
Oh,
Forever, ever. Yes! Welcome to season 3 of Being Mary Jane on BET. I am one of your hosts at Meg Scoop, Megan Thomas. I'm on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Periscope. And we're doing the after show here right on AFTERBUZZ TV. Who are you, beautiful lady?
Hi, I'm
My
Fahina
cousin.
Thomas, cousin.
My cousin.
Oh.
Not real cousin, but we are cousins.
And here we are when it matters.
Yes.
I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Yeah, nothing
At
else.
what? Like, how can we find
At
you?
Fahina Thomas.
Okay, you gotta say
My
that.
bad. I'm sorry. It's been so long. There's so much
It
going on, and
has.
I'm so jazzed to be here talking about being Mary Jane.
Yes. Okay, so let's get started because we got a lot to cover. This was a 2-hour premiere episode.
Yes.
So we've got a lot of things to talk about. So let's start off with the first episode of season 3. It's called Facing Fears, and we see that last season the episode ended with Mary Jane getting in a car accident because she heard Lisa and David talking about how they had some oral relations. Shut up. Shut up. Okay, so
Yuck.
now we open up this season and Mary Jane is in the hospital. Her face is super messed up. What did you think when you saw this?
Yuck. Like, I can't even. It was too much. Shout out to the Being Mary Jane makeup department.
Right.
Because it was so cringeworthy. Oh my gosh. Pause for the cause. We gotta pop the bottle.
Oh, we do.
In celebration. I am so...
In celebration of Mary Jane's alcoholism.
Yes.
Is that it?
Of course.
I was like, why else are we...
And the gang getting back together.
Oh my goodness, you better pop that bottle.
Megan was very concerned that I would not be able to pop the bottle without it going everywhere.
I feel like we're being Mary Jane for real.
That's
and all
okay.
of her...
It's like SNC gave her a bottle, right?
of
Congratulations.
champagne, so we're drinking her champagne.
We're going to drink. We're going to water back and Uber home. So everything is fine.
Right, I hope we don't lose our jobs like Mary Jane is at SNC.
Look, I need more.
I said it. Make sure you guys tweet us, by the way. Use the hashtag ABTVBMJ because we want to hear some of your thoughts as we're talking. And I'm actually looking at it right now. Let's see. Is anybody on this with us just yet? As told by Thomas from last year. He used to hit us up all the time. I'm sure he's back. Hey, what's up, Thomas?
Hey, Thomas.
So yes, use the hashtag
Cousin.
ABTVBMJ, and we might just read your shout out on air. Okay, so let's talk about this. Her face is messed up. She's going through surgery. This whole scene for me was like, oh my gosh, is her face gonna be okay? Or like, what's gonna happen? I could not believe that Papa Paul punched David in his face.
Papa Bear came out. Like, what is it? In the hospital. No holds bar. I like that. I like that he was fighting for his daughter.
Right.
And I like that he was a little timid to even say, because I was like, is he going to say it? Like, you can't say that to somebody's dad.
Right.
Fellatio to father? Like, whoa. So I'm glad he didn't say it. And I think he kind of deserved to be punched a little bit.
I know, especially because, Mary Jane, here she is, she's almost died. Her dad is upset. Like, this is the reason. This is what you put my baby through. Go ahead. We need more dads like that. Punching these men in the face for their daughters. Why not? I know my daddy would do it. Hey, Dad. What's up? Okay, so then, we see that Lisa is also kind of like running away. Like when she's in the, and when they have that scene and they're in the hallway and she's like scurrying away when Mary Jane like hits David to the side. I'm like, girl, why you running?
Because she knows she's ashamed and she should be. She knows she has just as much to do with what happened. And Mary Jane being all discombobulated because she overheard the conversation. She's shamed. She should be.
That's just, I don't know what to think about that. Like, are they real friends or fake friends?
Well, according to Mary Jane, if they would have met today, they would not be friends.
Why?
Because they don't mesh well. I think, when you're friends with somebody and it's just time that keeps you together, I don't think they'd be good friends now because they're not on the same playing fulfilled either. Like,
What do you mean?
I feel like there's some parts of Mary Jane's life that she's envious of, and you don't want your friends to be envious of you. Right. You know, you want to champion for one another.
Right.
So I think that she has her own stuff to deal with, as we know, and Mary Jane did hit a little bit below the belt a little later on when she was talking about suicide.
Oh, we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that, honey. Let's hold that, because I really do want to talk about this. Okay, so we have a few things that were for me, a little uncomfortable, a few conversations. Of course, we just talked about the conversation with Dad and David. And then there's a conversation with Miss Helen and Lisa.
Ooh.
When she outright asked Lisa, has his penis been in any hole in your body? They are going there this season. Mara Brock Akil, you are just taking it to the next level, honey.
I love it, and only her character could do that.
Right,
she's the only
right.
one that could actually say those words, because she's always quick. She's witty. She's very funny with her lines.
Right.
And she always is very detailed, but it's from like a mom point, so you can't get mad at mom because it's mom.
Right, like what can you say except for mom?
Right, it's like the
Helen.
embarrassing, like, oh my God, I can't believe you just did that. But It's so funny.
Yes, okay. So she says something that's kind of profound when she's talking to Lisa. And Lisa said that she needed approval from David. She had to have a conversation with him first before they told Mary Jane anything. And she also felt like she needed to protect him. Do you feel like Lisa was right in that regard? Or should she have chosen Mary Jane's side and just told Mary Jane whatever?
I don't know. I think Lisa's conflicted, and
But why?
Because she has some mental health issues. They always
That's not where this comes from. I don't think this comes from the fact that she has, what is she, bipolar or schizophrenic?
Whoa!
I'm just putting things out there.
Prediction. No, she has some mental health issues, and being a psychologist, like most people say, it takes a crazy person to diagnose a crazy person. So I think that there's a lot of self-hate. So I think that kind of exudes to everything, all avenues, and why she's so messed up in the head, and why she would have relations with her friend's lover, why she would want her job, why she would want parts of her career, parts of her life, and a man. I think telling her the truth would have been phenomenal, but I think it's too late.
Well, I just think that, I think it's a cop-out for Lisa to say to Miss Helen, oh, I wanted to protect David, and, I just wanted to make sure we told her the right way, and all this blah, 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 jazzy jazz. If that's your friend, you tell them. You tell her. Okay?
You do.
Chicks before...
Yes, the D's. But it's hard. Like, when you mess up, it's very hard to swallow your pride and to admit to it. So I think...
Right, but you don't want... If that's your friend, you don't want your friend to find out from somebody else or in it.
No, you don't.
Like, you want them to hear it from you, because the blow's going to be way worse if they hear it from somebody else or if it happens in a different way.
I agree. I just feel like she took too long.
She did.
And I could understand that it was hard for her, and maybe she thought it would never come up.
Right.
But it did.
It did.
And Mary Jane crashed because of it.
Hey.
And messed up her moneymaker.
Yes, her moneymaker. So let's talk about her face being messed up and the fact that now her job is possibly on the line. Not only because they didn't really want her anymore, they were done with the whole ugly black woman thing that we see is now being revisited. But now she also has an issue of possibly being under the influence of alcohol.
Right.
Causing this and making the network look bad.
I wrote down what that fella said, and he said, "Your ugly black woman is starting to make us all look bad." Ooh.
What did I do?
Her blood alcohol level was 0.07.
She's below the legal limit.
Right. In LA, it's 0.08. So I don't know what it is in Atlanta. Whatever, on TV land.
No, I think it's 0.08 everywhere.
It's national?
Yeah.
I didn't like that. Because she's black, she's not allowed to make a mistake. Because she's black and she's a woman, like, she has to be absent of all things that are not good to do.
Right.
That didn't make any sense.
No, I see what you're saying, because how many times does a white man get away with the DUI pass?
Right, or anything.
Yeah.
Like, she's a human being. Because she's a black woman, like, she can't have imperfection. She can't make a mistake. She can't, so if she breaks the law, then it's the end of the world.
Right.
But
here's the flip side of that, because as black people, we know there's a double standard.
Absolutely.
As a black woman, there's a double standard.
Yes, ma'am.
Because you got the black standard, and then you got the woman standard that's up against you. So I think it's kind of, as black people, we already know we don't get the same fair chances that maybe a white man gets. So to me, you have to be extra careful. You can't make mistakes like this. If you have had alcohol, you do have to Uber. You don't get the .07. Like, even the legal limit is .08. It doesn't matter. The fact that you had .03 in your system, you already know that people are going to look down on you because you're a woman of color.
Right. And you're absolutely right.
So is that an excuse?
It's not an excuse. It just hurts to hear. It stings. Like, when he said that, it stung. I was like, oh, okay.
Because it's probably a real conversation being had somewhere.
Which is why I love this. I love this show, and I love Mara for what she's writing, because it makes you think. Like, it makes you uncomfortable. And being outside of your comfort zone is how you learn and how you see outside of yourself. She's going to make mistakes.
Right.
Now, drinking and driving is not good. Like, we're not condoning that at all. And I'm sure they're not condoning it either.
Right.
And had she not heard what she heard on the phone, she probably, she would have been fine.
Right.
I mean, and that just exacerbates it, because had some beverages, you're driving. Wasn't the weather bad too?
It was raining.
It was bad weather, and you're on the phone. Like,
come on, girl.
I mean, you're just asking for something bad to happen.
Right. So, of course, SNC is having some issues trying to decide what they're going to do with the face of their new network, the new face. Because remember last season that Mary Jane got the primetime position finally. And now it's all... Going
back to that, do you think her lawyer also said, like, you manifest the ugly black woman, and now your face is the ugly black woman? Do you think that's true?
Which it's actually really funny that I think it's like part of what's going on with this whole ugly black woman theme that we've had since last season. So now it's like, okay, you were talking about like how other people see you, hypotheticals. Now, like, physically, your face is messed up. Wow. That's deep. It's actually very deep.
Yeah.
But shout out, by the way, to the lawyer, Arthur. Is it his name Arthur or Roy?
I'm gonna say, what'd he do?
Let me shout him out. Roy, because Roy is also the lawyer on The Game. If you guys watch The Game, he's Derwin's lawyer. So it's funny how full circle he's been on one of Mara's shows. Now he's on another of Mara's shows as a lawyer.
Love a crossover.
Yes. That's great. Okay, so let's talk about Cece, who is a woman played by Loretta Devine, who we love. She is such a phenomenal actress because, first of all, I was like, why she got on these lesbian clothes? I did say that. I was like, wait a minute, what she got on? She can play anybody.
Megan, what are lesbian clothes?
The bowling clothes she had on. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I love y'all. Hey, y'all. No, but seriously, because Loretta Devine is herself.
Yes.
Every person that she plays, she's herself. Because if you remember the girl she played in Waiting to Exhale, who she played on For Colored Girls, like, she always is kind of the same person, but a completely different spin, which is so juxtaposition to say. But think about it, like, so now she's playing this lesbian extortionist, being Mary Jane. She's been playing like the single hot mama, like. It works.
Has she ever had a role like this where she was a lesbian?
I don't think so.
Where she was like a butch lesbian? This is great. I love it.
Yeah, let us know if she has or hasn't. Use the hashtag ABTVBMJ and tweet us. We want to know what you guys think about CC, Miss Loretta Devine, being on the show this season.
I want to know, how is she coming up with these figures? First, when she was in the first meeting, she said
she needed $90,000, not the measly $45,000 that they gave her.
And then she went to $25,000 for marriage. I want to know, how is she coming up with these blessings?
Because the Lord is telling her the numbers, apparently.
Can these blessings come to us, please?
Yes,
like, Jesus. Is that how it works?
Apparently. We need to get a car accident is what she's trying to tell us. And extort people for their blessings.
I mean, the fact that she's putting it over this cloth of clothes.
Right. She was like, this is my blessing. That's $25,000.
I love it. I want blessings to rain upon us.
Right,
but
please.
Blackmail is illegal. And I don't know if we're going to see this later on. Like, you can't, blackmailing somebody is illegal. So I'm surprised Mary Jane didn't say that.
But I think because she's in such a distressed place right now. She's, she's worried about her job and not getting her job back. So it's kind of like, do I take the $25,000 route, or do I risk her ruining my career? Because as Black women, we don't get a whole lot of chances. You know what I'm saying?
Nope.
Like, once this is out, who knows who's going to give her a job after SNC kind of just lets her go.
That's true.
But back to regional news.
But maybe
Waking up here from Kansas City, hey.
Maybe she can go to like the black community and keep it all in there like Cece wanted. She can go to like black community news, local news.
Mary J. Paul ain't go to no local news, honey. She's worked way too hard and done way too much and lost way too much to go back to that.
Yes, as we heard as she was pacing, swinging the bat.
Yes.
I feel like...
We'll talk about that for the second episode.
Okay.
But let's talk about how... Okay, so Cece, of course, I thought it was a bit much when... of course, she's trying to be nice. Mary Jane Paul goes into the room when she sees Cece lying there, and she was like, "Hey, I made sure they took care of you. I'm sorry, I was a little distracted." I was like, "Girl, don't tell her that."
Me too. That's a setup.
The setup.
You're admitting to guilt.
Right. It was raining. I don't know what to tell you. Like, don't say anything. I just thought that was really stupid on her behalf. But of course, being the hustler that Cece is, she tugs at everyone's heartstrings. Mary Jane gives her $3,000. Apparently that's not enough.
Nope. So
she's talking to SNC because now she wants more money, and they offer her from $45,000 to $100,000. Cece is a hustler.
Mm-hmm. She schooled. What's his name? What's this SNC? Greg.
Yeah, she schooled Greg.
It was funny because when they were sitting there, I was wondering why SNC was meeting with her. When it was all happening, I wrote down, why are they having a meeting?
Right.
Why is the company having a meeting?
Right.
So to find out that they actually called her in to kind of seal the leak before it got any worse was interesting. And Greg stepped outside of himself, and Miss Boss Lady let him know to be quiet. And I feel like she had a number. I feel like there was a moment where she was kind of agreeing with what she was saying and how SNC had more to lose than Cece. And that's why they're like, pretty much whatever it is to get you to be quiet and not say anything.
We'll do.
And we'll end responsibility and liability here. Take it.
Right. So she ends up getting $100,000. And it was, even though Cece is probably, wrong for being an extortionist, the fact that she's so smart. She's talking about, she tells them, look, you guys have a lot to lose here. I know you don't like Mary Jane just as much as you like me, first of all. Secondly, you guys, your ratings are slipping. So she went in there very well informed.
Yeah, like your she said, black people read. She knows what's up.
She's like, you guys have BuzzFeed to compete with, Facebook. These kids aren't watching you. Like, she went in there armed.
Prepared, yes. She knew
That's
her
what you gotta do. Be prepared, people.
Yeah, if you're gonna go in and strong arm somebody into giving you some money, you have to have your facts together, and you have to have your defense, which she had.
Right.
And I feel like when she was crying after Mary Jane gave her that $3,000 check, it was because she was like, yes,
this is working.
Victory. I'm about to make $100K. I feel like
I felt so bad for her.
Woo.
When I saw her, I was like, oh, that was so nice of her.
At first, it was like, oh, she cried because she gave. And then it was like, I think she was crying because she knew she was about to hit a lick. Shady. It's so shady.
Okay, so
would you do that, Megan?
Do what?
Would you ask for more money?
Yeah.
Would you go to Mary Jane and ask her for more money?
No, that's extortion. I won't do that. That's illegal. But I would go to the company and be like, yeah.
Would you go after Mary Jane civilly?
It depends. If I'm not greedy like that. As long as my medical bills are paid and you've compensated me for the lost time from work, or if I've lost my job, I'll have to do a mathematical equation to come up with how much money was lost.
Yes.
After that, then I'd be like, okay, yeah, I'm good.
I would go after Mary Jane civilly. I wouldn't do blackmail. I would do it the legal way and go after her civilly.
Which is funny that Cece doesn't do that, because she's really smart, and I think she would really have a case. And when she says that there was nothing in this non-disclosure that said she couldn't go after Mary Jane.
Right, Mary Jane's not covered in that.
That's so shady.
I think Cece's going to try to be around for a little bit longer.
We'll see about that. Well, let's talk about PJ and how much he loves his sister. It was really nice. There was a lot of good family moments in this episode. I love how, of course, Miss Helen, when she's over at Mary Jane's house and she's talking to her about how she's so sorry about how David didn't work out, and I'm sorry that I was trying to push you and David together, and she calls David the N-word, which, by the way, I was so surprised at the amount of S-words. They didn't say the F word. S-words.
What, SHIT?
Yes.
And then what was the other one?
ASS, NIGGA, which was also in the captions. I was like,
didn't
what?
even hear it. Megan pointed it out. I'm like, I must be so desensitized because I was like, oh, la la la.
Girl, it was in the captions. I said, oh, they got the N-word in captions. All right, Miss Helen, saying the N-word on BET, I guess. That's fitting. So yeah, I love the conversation that Miss Helen has with her because it's such, she apologized, but then Miss Helen is completely herself. She always makes it about herself. She always does.
So you think she purposely walked into the
No, it was before that because
I was being funny, like because then it turned into her being like hurt and sick and like, oh dang, ma, like
right. It's always something with her.
I think that's her nature. It's like, well, and back to me and how I'm feeling and how this is going to affect me and how it's going to make the family look bad. Right. Which is hilarious. It's hilarious. But I do like the tender moments that she had with her family members.
Yeah. And then, of course, PJ comes over to the house to comfort his sister. And he says some really, like... Ooh. PJ may be a lot of things, honey. But he is deep, and he knows what he's talking about.
He gave a great male perspective. He pulled back the curtain, and this was like...
Right.
Silver spoon guys are no good. Pretty boy guys are no good. Black males,
any guys are no good.
For real,
basically,
we're a catch because we're not in jail. So
right. So these are some of the things that he said, which I was like, whoa. So he was talking about the Silver Spoon brothers, the little brothers that grew up with money, and he said
another song, Silver Spoon
brothers. Yes, he said black women. He's like the way we act is that black women should be happy to be in our presence because we got some stuff going on in our lives. We got jobs. We're not in jail. But the thing about it is he said that you don't know how to, like, you guys always show up for us. So it's not our fault because you black women do this to
coddle
us.
them.
Exactly. Okay. You coddle them. You allow them to treat you this way. So he said you just have to say no to us. And I was like,
it's really that simple.
That's it. You just got to say no to the Silver Spoon brothers, ladies.
And the ones that look good in good light, he said.
Right.
I think it totally makes sense.
It does.
I mean, if you coddle someone, they're going to keep acting that way.
Right. And it's funny that he says it because in regards to David, the whole conversation came up because if you remember, Miss Helen ran into the glass. And as soon as Mary Jane calls her father, he comes immediately, even though her mom's fine, he comes immediately to pick her up. And then when that door swung open, he ain't check on his baby girl. He checked on his wifey.
Which, at that point in the stage of their life, that's what it should be.
Exactly.
And I think everybody wants to. Everyone wants to know that someone out there has their back and is waiting for them and is checking on them and looking for them. So I agree with Mary Jane. That's love. That's genuine love.
That's what she said. I want that. We all want that.
We do.
Better check on my mom before you check on me, Dad. Yes. She's right about that. So then we also see that Patrick gets involved. Big brother Patrick comes over and brings Lisa to the house. I know his intentions were good, but I feel like this was too soon.
It was way too soon.
Way too soon. Let the girl heal. Let Mary Jane get her face together, get a job together before you start trying to mend friendships.
And Patrick mentioned that she was at the house, like telling stuff to mom. Like he should have dropped her off at home,
right?
Taken her out of the situation, which she was making worse, and took her home. I do like the fact that Mary Jane was like, all right, you want to talk to me right now in this state since you're forcing my hand before I'm ready to talk to you? I'm going to give it to you in my raw feelings. And at first I thought it was going to be bad. She had the bat. She wouldn't let go of the bat.
Like, oh, put that bat down, please.
She's angry. Her face, I'm sure her face hurt because it hurt to look at. But I was really surprised that she was like, I love you. Like, she was very tender because it started off, she was like, I'm sorry your life sucks, pretty much. I'm sorry you're suicidal. I should have been paying attention to you and your suicidal needs as opposed to trying to help, black males that are suicidal. But then it went from a range of emotions, which is totally natural when you're going through something like that. So I was very, very proud that she was like, at the end of it, like, I do love you.
Right.
But I need time.
Yeah, that was very big of her, especially the part when she said that, not only that, but she said that she still loved her. And wait, hold on. I'm reading the wrong part of my line. Oh, yeah. So the part where she's talking about how looking at Lisa was like looking at herself. So that's why she didn't really want to pay attention to her, because if she paid attention to all of Lisa's problems, and she would be forced to look in the mirror at herself and see that she too was unhappy. She too was depressed. She too could have been suicidal. I'm like, oh, that is a deep admission, honey.
Right?
Yeah.
Out of all of that, and very mature,
Very mature.
to be able to communicate that and to be honest and, you know, put your pride aside.
Right. Do you think they'll be friends again?
Yes, because they still have that sister-like bond. I can have a knockdown, drag out, hair pulling fight with my sister. Like, that's what we do.
Right.
And it might take however many days, hours, weeks, but at the end of the day, that's still my sister.
Yeah.
And I feel like they have that connection, so I think they'll come back around.
I think so too. I just don't know how this is going to play out, especially because once you know that about somebody, like once you know that they're that shady to you, can you really ever trust them? Like you always have one eye out, like I see you. That's not really trust. Can you really be true friends with somebody that you have to like?
I think you don't bring your man around them. You don't bring no suitors around her.
But then you also can't talk about men.
You don't talk about suitors with her.
This is not your real homegirl now, because now you've got to limit what you talk about, limit what you can do with this person.
But you know how you have some friends who you go to, who you know are going to call to you, who you know are going to give you the truth. You know, like if you think about the range of friends that you have, and it's good not to talk about your man with your friends anyways. Right,
I know I'm saying, but there's some friends that you, like your friends that are your homegirls. Because there's only a couple in your life that are like, this is my ride or die.
Yes.
Like, that's what Lisa was to Mary Jane. Now she's been demoted from that.
I don't think Lisa was that.
I think she was, but as Mary Jane is saying, like, over the years, things have changed.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. So now she's no longer that person. So it's kind of like, what do you say to her? Because now even more so you can't talk to her about these things.
That's true. I think if it does go back, it's going to go back as far as to where it was the friendship can go as far back to where it was actually like still in its good sweet spot, but it's never going to go back to 100% the way it was. There's too much damage.
Yeah.
Mary Jane said she was betrayed.
Yeah. It's not good. Okay, so before we talk about episode 2, I love black programming because I feel like it makes me happy to see people who look like me doing things.
Yes, honey.
Yes.
Me too. My mom would not let me buy that white Barbie doll. I always had to look for the black dolls. I hated it.
But we have black programming right here on a sister station called Black Hollywood Live.
Oh, I love that segue, girlfriend.
Yes.
Hey, get it, Miss Thomas.
All right, Miss Thomas.
Speaking of black programming, be sure to check out our affiliate network, Black Hollywood Live, for all things in African American entertainment news. I'm going to be reading this the first time that I've seen it, so bear with me, folks. Bullet point 1. It's the first online broadcast network focused on, guess what? African American talent and influencers.
Woo, woo. And I'm on there. I'm on the network.
Oh, hey.
I am, yes. I have a show on there called Next, and I interview, along with my co-host Courtney, we interview up-and-coming artists, entertainers, actors, people that you've seen and you're like, I know this face, but I don't know this face. Because they're not like huge names yet. Like, this is the show that you want to watch because they're about to be huge names.
So how do we watch it? What do we do?
You go to blackhollywoodlive.com and you just search all of the different programming. There's a show about sports, there's a fashion show, there's a legal show, there's a political show. There's so many shows on there.
Comedy, politics, music, technology. Also, they've had some past guests like Jamie Foxx, Taraji P. Henson, Miss Boo Boo Kitty herself, and Nick Cannon. So that's pretty darn dope.
Yeah.
So again, like Megan said, you go to blackhollywoodlive.com and be sure to follow Black Hollywood Live at BHL. Be sure to follow Black Hollywood Live on BHL.
As you can do
online.
Yes, you can go to Twitter and Facebook and Instagram at BHL
and
Online.
What Periscope and Snapchat, like all the channels.
Yes, go there at BHL Online. And make sure you watch my show and subscribe. It's called Next. I would love, we do some really good interviews, guys. Watch it.
You'll be the ones that knows what's up next. Like you have the first, so you can be in class or at work, be like, "Oh, y'all ain't heard of this person."
Yes. And some of these faces that you've seen on Black Hollywood Live, you'll also that you've seen on Being Mary Jane, you will see on Black Hollywood Live. We've interviewed a lot of these people.
I love a crossover. Cheers to that. We didn't even cheers to the new season.
Cheers.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about episode 2, Louie, which was homage to her baseball bat.
It's like a new character. It's a new cast member this season.
She is really holding on to this bat. This bat has like been in every episode. I feel like I want her to hit somebody with this. I'm just waiting. She's perfecting that swing.
She got mad. Don't put him in the closet.
Right. Come on, Vilma.
We need him on standby.
You don't clean and put him in the closet. All right. So of course, SNC. It starts off with them meeting with Roy and Arthur, and talking about Mary Jane having a drinking problem, which is funny that they bring this up because Niecy said this the last season.
Yes, she did.
She said, Mary Jane, you have a drinking problem. There's drinks everywhere, in the cabinets, hiding places. And now her job has even said, we caught her drinking on camera. She keeps tequila in her desk. She's got a problem. You know what's weird? I never really thought she had a problem until Niecy said something.
Well, I don't even think she has a problem.
What do you mean? She definitely has a problem.
With alcohol?
Yes. If you have to hide your alcohol because you don't want nobody to see that you're drinking, you have a problem.
I thought you, hiding it at work? You can't have it all on the desk.
Can't have it out on your desk as we hide.
Because she was drinking with her car is her superior in some aspects.
Right. But what I'm saying is she drinks, she takes a couple of drinks before she leaves work. She always has it.
Who doesn't have a cocktail after work? Or a nightcap?
After work, not at work.
But she drinks with Cara, and Cara drinks as well. I don't think she has a problem because, maybe she's a functioning alcoholic, but she hasn't been dropped down, lying on the sidewalk, no panties on, belligerent, crazy drunk.
No, I think that's somebody who just doesn't know how to hold their liquor correctly. I think an alcoholic is somebody who feels like they need alcohol in regular situations, every day in life. She drinks excessively to the point that her niece points it out. You have alcohol, it's everywhere.
Had she drunk before every show, she was sneaking some on the low at the desk, then I'd be like,
which is what she's doing. That's what the problem. That's what the lawyers were saying.
She drinks after work because she's had a hard day, which people do at happy hour across America every day.
Not at work though. Not at their desk.
But it's okay though because her boss does it too.
No,
her happy hour is at. She can't. She's Mary Jane. She can't go to any place and just drink freely.
I feel like you're an alcoholic.
Well, I think it's acceptable for her to drink at work. That's why she drinks at work. For you and me, no, we can't drink at work.
I don't know. I don't think it's acceptable either, but there is a double standard here because her lawyers do point out you guys gave her the champagne to celebrate. You know what I mean? So you can't be mad at her for drinking the celebratory champagne. But of course,
and her boss or her, I don't know, her lateral, whatever it is, Cara drinks as well.
Which is why I always say don't drink on the job. Don't fall for that.
But there are some jobs where it is okay to drink on the job.
But still, don't do it.
Well, don't do it. Don't do it if you can't handle it.
Because stuff like this can happen, especially if you're a black woman. The odds are stacked against you. Don't even give anybody any rope to pull.
But here's every year it's coming up around the corner of the holiday Christmas party for
Don't drink. Do not drink. Have fun and be like, hey guys, I showed up, and then leave and go home and drink. Do not drink at your office party because you're gonna end up. This is gonna happen to you. You're gonna lose your job.
You're gonna lose your face.
Your face, then you're gonna lose your job because they was trying to get the ugly black woman out of there, as we see at SNC.
The one thing that I did like about this, there was Cara was there for her. And there's been throughout season 1 and season 2, there's been a lot of you're not my friend, you don't hold it down, you put work before me. She was there for her. If anyone stays overnight in the hospital with you,
that's your friend. Cover those mirrors because she didn't want you to be going crazy, seeing yourself without the context of the doctors.
And she has her own kids.
Yeah.
I know her husband has more custody, but to sleep there, to stay over, to sit visual.
Right.
That's a good friend.
And so, of course, there's other issues going on at SNC. La Raza has come to tell them that you're not diverse enough. And by diverse, I mean there's no Latinos at the top of your organization. So we're gonna give you an F if you don't hurry up and hire somebody. So,
which is also kind of like blackmailing them too. I felt like he was kind of like, if you don't do this, then this is gonna happen.
Right. So it's perfect timing because they need another replacement for Mary Jane. So why not put Marisol Esparza as her replacement? Nay? I like her. I think she's cute.
I didn't think she was cute.
You didn't think she's... Girl, she's beautiful.
I feel Cara is prettier than her. I feel like they should have really they should have brought one in.
She is beautiful.
She's
stunning.
pretty.
Yeah.
She's not, in my opinion, she's not beautiful.
Okay, Mary Jane hater. You sound just like Mary Jane. Somebody hating.
I liked her blue blazer though.
I did too. Yeah. I like that
blue blazer was cute.
But it makes sense. You know, you want to replace somebody, you might as well. And it's true because Latinos are growing at a faster pace than African Americans in this country.
Well, especially in California.
Right. So it makes sense. You know, you trying to get a bigger audience, you might as well go for the fastest growing audience. Why not?
No, that's definitely makes sense. It's very business savvy.
Perfect fit. But of course, there's a little trouble in the water because the girl might be getting a little too comfortable.
Do you think that it was smart from Mary Jane's perspective to be like, hire and forget Marisol, hire an ugly black girl? Did you like that strategy?
No, I thought her meds were messing with her head a little bit because I'm like, wait, what? So you want, first of all, who's going to be like, yes, I am an ugly black woman. Hire me because I am ugly.
No one's going to say it.
No, but that's how she was trying to tell them to market it. We're going to say, we gave this ugly black woman a chance. Ugly black woman, come on. You're talented and you're ugly. Like, what?
You thought that was too much?
That is way too much.
I thought it was too much.
That was way too much. You don't say that.
It was funny, though.
It was funny. I really was like, man, who gonna sit here and be like, I'm ugly, choose me? Actually, I probably would because I want that job. So
I would. Hello, I'll be ugly. I won't wear no makeup.
I'm right.
But if it means that I have the experience,
I don't have to do my hair.
And my foot is in the door, girl.
Put me on there.
And then just think, if you don't get the job, then you're really beautiful.
Who's that? Is that you, Jesus? That's you coming out and talking to
blessings.
Me? Who's that?
Blessings on blessings.
One of our producers.
Hey, producers, introduce yourself.
That's James on the ones and twos.
But I'm James. It's one of our producers. All right, okay, let's talk about some other stuff that's going on. Kara, when she comes over to talk to Mary Jane, I really like this monologue that Mary Jane had. She has a bat. She's walking around. And she has a little sense. This probably is part of her silver spoon upbringing as well. Mm-hmm. She has a sense of entitlement.
Absolutely.
In one aspect, okay, she's worked really hard to get where she is. Mm-hmm. She hasn't, slept her way up the ladder. She's really worked hard.
Right. She sacrificed a lot.
She did. She sacrificed her man, her family, and, now her job's the last thing that she has. She says, I don't deserve this. Why is this happening to me? I'm a good person. And I'm like, honey, you are not exempt from the woes of life. Right. Because you're a good person. By the way, you just started being one, or you're just trying to be one now. Like, that doesn't exempt you. But I really was looking like, girl, you having a pity party of the highest regard right now.
She was, and we all do. When we fall down or something happens to us, it's always like, woe is me. And she had a serious woe is me moment.
She did.
But I feel like she has sacrificed a lot. She did. Children.
She has, yeah.
Family, husband. Like, those are things that, as women, like, we look forward to. We don't think that if we're chasing the job dream, right, that we're going to be sacrificing those in the moment. We always feel like we have the time. It'll be there. And I feel like I think maybe, was it season 1? That she couldn't have babies? Or she may have, season 2, where, like, she had that, like, you might be sterile, scare. Right. So I think it was appropriate for her to have a woe is me moment. I hope that's the last one we see.
I doubt it. Girl, we doubt it. So then, of course, let's talk about Cece. Cece's back in the picture. Cece, we find out, is a huge extortionist because she needs a $25,000 blessing from Mary Jane. But the Cece is on her grind because she sits here and she tells Mary Jane that she not only has done her research, she bribed the nurse to get the lab results.
Right.
So she finds out that, and I actually think she was the reason why SNC found out that there was some alcohol involved, because the way she's saying it is that I bribed them. I went to SNC because when Mary Jane, if you caught that, Mary Jane asks her, like, wait, why did you have a meeting with them? They didn't call her. No. They didn't. And that's when
I thought they called her.
No, that's what Cece was saying. She's like, oh, I talked to them. That's why they had that meeting. It's like, hey, I don't know if you guys want me to go, public with this information. That was the whole.
She a low down dirty.
She
dog.
is, right. Cece.
I thought they had called her.
No, and she's like, the information that I have, which we haven't seen yet. So it's interesting on what she has. She said, I'll either give it to them or I'll give it to you, but I want to keep. I don't know if she.
I thought it was the blood alcohol.
Is that what she's alluding to?
Yeah.
Okay. So she was like, I want to keep our money in the black community. Such a warped view, but it makes sense a little.
Again, underneath that cloak, it's either the black community or the church and her blessings.
Right.
She's reaching.
She is. It's like, let's keep our money in this community.
She's a good salesperson, though.
She is. How can you say no to that? I love the fact that she comes over waiting for her money from this courier, and she has, like, a really decent, like, Cece and Mary Jane are weirdly friends. Not real friends, but, like, they kind of can talk and relate. It's really weird.
I think it's like, is it Stockholm syndrome, where like you're the prisoner becomes like the person that captured you? Like it was weird.
It was
like when she showed up on the doorstep, like, yeah, I got your address from your check, like that. No, you're not coming inside. Like it was all of a sudden single white female. Like it was way weird, and I knew that she was going to be back for more.
Right.
I did like how she was going toe to toe and jabbing with Mary Jane when Marisol was on the TV. Like, oh, you're jealous, you're hating. So I feel like it's this really good like yin and yang, because no one's been able to really get to Mary Jane.
Which is why I love this, because here you have this woman who seems like she's come from nothing. She doesn't have health insurance. She had this old beat up Cadillac, like
she paid for
with cash in 2002 and 2012 or whatever. And so now here she is. She's read the same books as Mary Jane. Mary Jane thinks she's like so cultured and knows her black history. And so does Cece. And Mary Jane says to Cece that she is a lazy Negro. She calls her lazy Negro. Is she right? Is Cece a lazy Negro? Wait, for real, funny, is she?
I slightly agree with Mary Jane. I feel like there have been a lot of other cultures that have gone through adversity in their history and with their ancestors that have been able to overcome that and don't easily and so quickly grasp to, that's the reason why I'm not successful. That's the reason why I can't do this. That's the reason why I can't do that. So I slightly agree with Mary Jane.
I will disagree. I slightly agree, but no, for the most part, I disagree. Let me tell you why. Because Cece, now, granted, Cece has not used her mental capacity for what people might consider to be good. Like, she didn't take the straight and narrow path that Mary Jane took. But Mary Jane has made a lot of mistakes.
Right. Clearly, we don't even know Cece's background yet.
We don't. But we know clearly that she's made some mistakes already. Mm-hmm. She's an extortionist. She has done something in her life to where she hasn't been able to live as fancy as she has hoped for.
Right. Right now she's coming off as a hustler.
Right. But can I really fault a hustler for hustling? Here's the thing, because she got the money. She got more money than she asked for from SNC, number one. They legally signed a document to give her this money, so there's no problem there. Number two, she's over here telling this woman, you owe me $25,000. Nothing written in contract. And guess what? She gonna get the $25,000 because she's done her research. She's got the lab reports. She's did the research for the ratings.
Every 2 weeks you get paid.
Right. Did the ratings on SNC before she went in there. Like, Cece's not stupid. She actually has done work. She's not lazy.
But we don't know that, because prior to this, had this blessing not fallen upon her, what would she be doing? She would just would it be just a quick hustle here and there? But again, so speaking to before this blessing.
But even with that, can you look down on somebody who makes their money quickly? Now, if it's illegal, I get that. Illegal stuff is never going to be okay. But why do we look at somebody who like, even with people who do stuff, even illegal stuff, even drug dealers. We know drug dealing is bad. It's illegal. But can you fault the drug dealer? They are actually really good businessmen.
No. I think there's two different things going on here. I'm saying that they're the people that do go on ahead and lay back on those excuses as to this is why I'm oppressed. This is why I can't do anything. This is why I'm not out here hustling. This is why I'm not using my smarts and my wilds. Those people. Absolutely. They exist. They are among us.
Right.
There are lots of African Americans that do that. Those are the ones I'm speaking to.
I'm talking about Cece. I don't think Cece is that person. I think she might use that cloak sometimes and say, I am oppressed because the man's got his foot on my neck. But Cece ain't stupid.
I need to know more about Cece. I need to know her background because I don't know.
We're going to see it. And I just feel it. We're going to see that Cece's not.
I agree that there are some lazy Negroes in the world.
Right. Absolutely.
Like, for real.
I will agree with that.
I mean, we might have family members.
but there's lazy everything, though.
Absolutely. But speaking to lazy Negroes, like, yes.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you. And so, of course,
we won't call any names. Protect the innocent.
I know. Don't do that to your family, honey. To our family, honey. Okay, so then Cece said something really, touching to Mary Jane, and she was like, "Oh, that Latina is in your seat. She probably in your seat taking Instagram pictures because you better go get your job because they're gonna give her the job and you're not gonna be able to go get it."
The good dynamic between, like, that's helpful to me. Like, she's helping Mary Jane and saying that to her. So it's the yin and the yang between them, which I like. It's almost like a tango, like a dance of like you hate her but you like her, but it's really good, stimulating conversation.
I feel like they're gonna end up being friends.
Oh,
I feel like after this is done, hopefully,
even an advisor, like a confidant, maybe.
I'm going to keep this for predictions, but I'll wait until predictions. Yeah, so this is going to be good. What I think is going to happen with them.
Also, in that moment, we have to talk about this. Mary Jane says it's already been brought.
Yes!
Throwing it back.
Well, bring it. It's already been brought in.
To her movie, Bring It On.
Yes! I was like, yeah, she brought it. That's one of my favorite
anybody
movies.
watched the talk today, Gabrielle Union was on the talk, and she made a comment about how it's Halloween season, how people will come up to her in Target and be like, let's do, what was this, what's the cheer? Burr. She's like, let's do Burr. And she's like, nah, honey, I just came in here to get some spatulas or something. But like, people are still diehard fans for Bring It On.
That was such a good movie.
A little bit of news and gossip. It's such a good movie.
It is. Yes.
Love it.
All right, so let's talk about Mary Jane's family. We see that Patrick he's trying to be on the straight and narrow. He's Daisha's coach, or partially fill-in coach. And Tracy, her mama, is back. Tracy is back, honey. And Tracy's got an ankle bracelet on. She came
to the court. She came to the basketball court. She came to the baby's basketball game on the basketball court with it hanging out. She had on longer pants.
It doesn't match. She like, I got to come see my baby. Ankle bracelet or not, 3 buses to get here or not. I got to see my baby.
I agree. That's like, get it.
Right. And she brings up some really important stuff here when she comes to Deja's basketball game. She seems a little salty because Patrick doesn't introduce her. He kind of busy watching the game. I guess I get that. But she feels like she's out of the loop and she's not a part of the family because all of the stuff that has happened to her was partially due to Patrick as well. She says that, you're still an addict. I wasn't the only one doing crack by myself. I had to blow people to support us.
Yeah.
Whoa. I was like, wow. I understand why Tracy would be mad.
I do too, but I think that she's deflecting and she's taking it out. It's not Patrick's fault that he has moved on with his life, so to speak, and that he doesn't have an ankle bracelet, that he's not being punished or whatever. Maybe he was punished for in ways that we don't know for his addiction. But I think there's some enviousness, that she's jealous. She wants people to know that I'm her mom. But I think that I loved how Patrick asked for help.
I know.
From the dad. I thought that was really amazing, and that was showing him as not being a lazy Negro.
Yes, he's asking, he's growing up, even though he's got grown kids and grandkids. He should have grown up a long time ago. But also the fact that Niecy says something really important, and she says, why did you fight for to be a good dad for me and Naima. Why didn't you ask for this help when we were little?
Right.
And I feel bad for her. That's a lot of times kids feel like, Dad, you should have been there for me, or Mom, you should have done this for me. But we forget that our parents are human and they're people and they mess up too, and that they wish they could have been better. But when they do learn to be better, we should embrace it.
Yes. And she has a right to feel that way.
She does have a right to feel that way. Hopefully their relationship gets better. We'll see as the coming weeks come with this new season of Being Mary Jane.
Excited. Woohoo.
Let's do a little prediction really quick before we get out of here.
And now, your AFTERBUZZ TV.
It's fancy. Woo. Okay, Fahina.
Real quick, I'm just gonna say that I feel like Tracy's PO is gonna come on the scene with the family and embarrass Deja.
Ooh, that's sad.
I know, but it's real life.
Okay. I'm sorry. Speaking from experience, huh? Oh no, Deja. You've been Deja before? All right. My prediction is I think Cece. I said this before. I think her and Mary Jane are going to be friends, and I think she's going to give the money back to Mary Jane.
Ooh.
After it's all said and done. That's my prediction. That $25,000 going back to Mary Jane, because Mary Jane's going to get something even more important, which
She's
is
gonna
like
bless
friendship.
her on blessing on blessings on blessings.
On blessings, on blessings, on blessings. All right, let's get out of here. Where can we find you, Fahina?
Oh, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Fahina Thomas.
And you can find me, Megan Thomas, on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Periscope at Meg Scoop, like scoop of ice cream. And if you remember, this is a song that Mary Jane walked into
That meeting on and pushed homegirl out the way and said,
What?
"Is this your bag? Oh, that's cute. Have a seat over there."
All right, guys, make sure you stay tuned every single Tuesday. We'll be right here on AfterBuzz TV, recapping Being Mary Jane. Don't forget to put your comments below. Subscribe. We love to see your comments. And always tweet us with the hashtag ABTVBMJ. See you guys next week.
Clearly, I don't give a fuck. Issues on mamas.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz ya later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.